Okay, we are also live in our YouTube channel. Okay, some of our member are facing some problem to join the class. Okay, but still I'm going to start the class now. Okay, first thing is first, what we will learn in this class is all about Odoo backend development. What I mean by that is like creating database and connecting the database with views so that we can like add some data from the Odoo views and delete or edit whatever we generally do. So basically what we will do, we will create a database and manage it from using views and creating menus for viewing the data. So these all are the things we will do in this class actually. And even we will learn some advanced things, that like how can we manage server or something like that if we have enough time to do that. So we will go for that later on. Anyway, so let's begin. First, what we have to do, we have to understand the structure of the full Odoo system, that how actually Odoo work. And let's start with the module, which is generally we called every add-ons. Like in the add-ons path, each and everything's are module. I mean, whenever you are creating some task or something you want to do, you have to create a module. So in this I have already created a module. The module name is Odoo tutorial backend. Okay, so in this module today what we will do, we will basically work with model and views. So I'm going to tell you how model works, and in this folder, this is called actually model file, and you can create any Python file here, whatever you want, and you have to mention it in the init folder. I will talk about this later. First, in this model folder, what is the work of this model and why we use model? Basically, in the model we will create database. Basically in the model we will create database. Like whenever we declare a model, we will create database. Hi, welcome to our member. So we are in the class, so please mute your mic so that you just can listen. Okay, hello, are you guys listening to me? Okay, nice. So I'm going to share, I think my screen is already shared, right? Okay, let's move on. So what we will learn in this full tutorial is that, like, first of all, we will learn the basic structure of Odoo, how actually Odoo work. So the basic structure, like there is a controller. So if you want to connect Odoo with other software like mobile applications, any other websites, and if you want to collect some data from other applications, so you will do it through controller. Controller is basically if you want to create some APIs, you know, API. So through the API you can connect with other modules, you can connect with other applications like mobile applications, you can connect with other server, and you also can get collect some data from the other databases which is not the Odoo database. So that is the purpose of controller. And the demo is basically for creating demo data. Like we know, everyone knows that we have some demo data. While we are creating database, we can create some demo data as well. So this is the purpose of demo XML. And if you go to the model is basically for creating databases. If you want to create database, you will use model. Okay, let's say you are creating database for Odoo backend tutorial. So we will create that database, actually not database, table from the model. So if we want to create any table, we will use model. Okay, then it's come to the security. So security, you always know, we all know what is security. Security is the giving the permission to the users, that what are the user will get the permission to get get the data from those table we have created, right? So if we give the access to all, so that everyone can get the access of that model. Now come to the views. Views is basically for viewing the data to the people. Like let's say you have created all the databases, but no one see the data. So what is the purpose of being creating a software, right? So software is something like you have to show the data to the people, like a user, to the user. So viewing the data to the user, you have to you need views, right? So views is basically where you will write XML code, HTML code, like for viewing generally we use HTML and XML, right? So in here we can use both HTML and XML both. Now come to the manifest file. In here you will declare all the things about your module. Okay, so first it is name. So what is the name of your module? So this will show here in the views I'm going to show you. So name is basically this one. So whenever you are giving a name of your application, so the name will be this. Okay, now go there. And author is basically company. Like let's say you are working in a company, so you will put your company name here. Let's say if you are individual, let's say you are individual, so you will put your name here. And the website, you will give the website of your website, like which company you are working, or if you have a personal website, so you will put it there. And the version basically based on your modules. Like let's say you are working on the first version, so you can give the first, and you can make your own structure here, there is no problem. What is the dependencies? Dependencies is basically, let's say your module is dependent on other modules. Let's say your module is dependent on sales, so what you have to do, you have to mention sales in the dependent module. Okay, and then comes to the data. Data is basically, let's say you have created some views, so you have to like mention those views name here, so that the Odoo module understand what you are going to do in here. So in the demo data, so you can give the access, give the permission to create demo data here. Okay, so that's all about the structure of a Odoo module. Okay, so whenever we are creating a module, all the thing you will get by default. Let's start to create a model. Let's say we want to create a model. So we want to create a model from here, right? Because of today, actually in this tutorial we will talk about model, databases, and some uses. Okay, so first start with creating a model. I'm going to just open this commented out section. Okay, so I'm going to save it. So I'm going to give the database name here. I'm just deleting all these things. Let's say my database name is Odoo tutorial.backend. Okay, so this is my database name I put here, and here is the description of my database, that what I will do with the database, or what I will do with the table, database table of this. Okay, so I am going to give some spaces there. Okay, so I have already created a table. That table name is Odoo tutorial backend, and this is the description of that table. So you can put anything here, you can write it bigger as well, so there is no problem. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put a name here. So it is a char field, and required is true. So what it will do, in the table we have given name, it will create a field. The field name is name. Okay, so that field is a char field, character field, and let's say the name is tutorial 1 or Java tutorial, Odoo tutorial, whatever tutorial you want, you can put that name there. And let's say I'm going to give a description of the tutorial, so you can give a description here. So field type is text. So now in our table, database table, we have two fields. One is name, one is description. So if I run this, what will happen? It will create a table with this name and give it two fields. Okay, let's check. It is okay. One thing you should have to do, check that did you mention this model's name in the init folder or not. Let's say if I create another Python file, you should have to give that Python file name here. So that let's say if there is nothing here, then you should have to from dot import that models is these file names. Okay, so if this file's name, if I change these file names to backend, okay, so what I have to do then, I have to write here backend. Okay, so this is the things we have to like always do. Okay, so we have already created a database. In the database we have created table with this name, and in this table we have two fields now. Now what we have to do, we have to go to the views and we have to write some codes for see the data in the in our application. Okay, let's run the application to check that everything is all right or not, we are getting this like module in our application list or not. Okay, I'm going to run this code. Restart. Okay, it is being restarted. Now what I have to do, I am not getting any fields called update or upgrade. So what I have to do is I have to put what sign and debug equal to 1, so that you will find the this button. Did you see there are two buttons had arrived? One is update, one is update list. So I'm going to update and update app list so that I can find that tutorial one. So I'm going to search for our application tutorial. If you guys see, Odoo tutorial backend is here. If I want, I can install this. Let's install this module. So I'm getting some error here because of cannot import models from the that you see. So that's because of I have imported some model there. So I'm going to check where I made the mistake. So the mistake, okay, so I have to save it, and then if I restart again and if I go to the apps and if I install it, it will work now. Okay, maybe because I did not updated this. Okay, so the thing is that now the error is that a template is not found. So what I have to do, I have to go to the manifest, and here you see there is a template views, but in our views there is no template file. So what I have to do, I have to remove this. I'm going to save it and run this again. Go to the apps, let's update and install. So this time it will install for sure. Okay, it had been installed. If I see there is now, if you see there is no menus here. So what we have to do, actually we have to create a views, and we also have to create some menus for that, so that we can get the access of that views. So first create the view. Okay, so one of our another member joined in our class. Okay, let's give me a second, I'm coming back. Okay, first create a views. So in the views there are three sections. So actually there are three types of views. So all the views I will talk about all of these views, but for now what I will do, first what I have to do, I have to create a action. Like whenever I will create I click on menus, what action it will occur, right? So what we have to do, first we have to create some menus, and in based on that menus we will create some views. So I'm going to create a file, that file name will be menus. Okay, .xml. Okay, I have created a file that's name is menus.xml. So what we have to do, we have to mention this menus file in the manifest as well, so that we can get the access. Okay, so I'm going to give the name of menus there as well. Okay, now in the menus, what I will do, I have to write some like till data, like I'm going to give okay data here, and I have to close Odoo as well. So I have done this. In this data, I have to create two menus together. Okay, the two menu item. So one is the main menu and another menu will be appeared in our views. Okay, so let's create the main menu first. So I have to write menu item. Okay, so menu, it is giving some suggestion here. I'm not gonna take all this suggestion. Okay, so first what we have to do, in the menu item we have to put name or ID, whatever you want. You can give the ID as well. So let's say I'm going to give ID here. Sorry, okay, it had been given already some IDs, so I'm going to give IDs here. And then second, what we wanted to give, we want to give a name here. So I'm going to give name here, which is called tutorial backend is already given, so I put the name there. And there is no parent menu, so that's why I don't have to say any parents menu there, so I'm going to close it. So what we have done, in the first menu item we have put the ID first, and second the name of that menu. Okay, so menu had been created. The second thing we have to do, we have to create another menu item, okay, which will be the like sub or child of the parent menu. This one is the parent menu and this will be the child of that parent menu. Okay, so I'm going to create that. So the ID is sub menu, tutorial sub menu. If you see, the parent menu is that I have already mentioned in there, and we have give the name and action. So I will mention this action when, okay, what does this action means? This is the main thing we should have to understand. Okay, what does this action means? So we will do this later on. This action menu we will mention this later on, not now. So let's be like this for now. Okay, okay, so menu had been created. The action we will define later on, the what will be the action. Now menu had been created. What we have to do, we have to create a action view, that what that will do if we like create on that menu. So we have to define a action first. So I'm going to define a action right now. First we have to write record, because we are just giving some record. Let's say, okay, it has already give some record here, so I'm not gonna accept all these things. It is it had mentioned. So what I will do is till model, I'm not gonna accept anything till model. So in here what I have to do, I have to declare model, and I'm going to put an equal. In this equal, this model will be an action, right? It will give action. So what we have to do, we have to give ir dot actions. Okay, so actions dot act window, that is what we want to do, act window. Okay, done. Now I want to close this. Okay, in this record we have to provide some field, so that we can say that what action it will work, and what will be the action name, and what will be the action type. These all are the thing we will define here. So first what we have to do, we have to put the name. So that's already given some name here, so I'm not going to give anything like, okay, so it had given everything here. I'm not gonna do all these things together. Okay, so I don't want to put also this view mode and view type. Okay, that's all right. Till now it is fine, but what we have to do, we have to change the model name. because of I want to like give the model name that we have created, right? So this is our model. I'm going to copy this model name from here and put in the views. Okay, so model is referenced here. Now view mode is tree and form view. I don't want this. Till now it's fine. So now this is our ID, action ID. So what I will do, in the button, in the menus, I want to give this ID in the action. What will happen if I give this ID in the action? Whenever we are clicking on the menus, so it will say, okay, go to the views and put this here, like give this action. So what this action will do, that action will show you a tree view and form view. So let's see it is working or not. Before that, what we have to do, we have to check the manifest file that we have mentioned everything or not. So we have mentioned views here, we have mentioned menus here, that's fine. Now I'm going to check the menus file again, everything is fine or not. Yes, it's look fine to me. Now I'm going to check the views as well. So this is the action ID and this one is the action window, and here is the name. Okay, backend, tree view and form view I want. That's it for now. Okay, let's begin. I want to run this now. Okay, I have restarted. Now what I wanted to do is I want to go to the views, and first of all we have to update and upgrade. So I'm going to go to the apps and search for tutorial. Okay, I want to like save this search as a default, so that whenever I click on the apps I always get this. Every time I don't have to search. Okay, I'm going to upgrade. Oh, okay, it's giving an error, so let's check what are the error it's giving. Okay, so it is giving the error in the menus. So it is saying that menu item. Okay, let's see the error. What is the error it is giving? Okay, IR menu object has no attribute type, so we have put it some type there, I think. Let's check the menus file where we have made the mistake. Okay, in the menus XML. Okay, action, parent name, menu item, it is fine. It does look good to me. Let me check again. Okay, ID is fine. Okay, let's make it a little bit serialized. Okay, it is now good. Okay, so name is there, ID is there. Okay, I think everything is look good to me till now. Okay, okay, in here we are seeing that parent menu and action menu are almost same. So what we have to do, we just have to write here action as an example. So this is the action ID. I want to change the views action ID as well. So okay, this is the action. Okay, so we have to also define the what action we want to do. So what we have to do, after the name we have to put the action type. So what action we actually wanted to do in the menus. So Now if I run, it will work. Let's check, is it working or not? Yeah. Yes, it is working. So we did not find any menus here yet, right? What is the reason that why we don't get the menus? We have created the menus, but why we don't get the menus? Only because of we did not give the permission. So go to the CSV file. So what we have to do in here, we have to write our models here. Okay, so I'm going to copy the model from the backend here. So copy this and go to the views. Okay, sorry, I have to go there and put it like this. Okay, I want to copy this and just replace this one. This is the name, so I want to put like this here, model, and this is where I will put my model name. Okay, user is done. And then what I have to do, I have to open this CSV file as well. Okay, now I'm going to restart and okay, now it's look nice, everything is there. So we have got the menus, backend and tutorial sub menu as well there, so we can create fields, right? Here you see we have got only one name. So this is what we will learn next. So till now we have what we have learned. As a summary, we have learned how to create a model and how can we connect menu and views and model with the view. Okay, so what I want to do right now, actually I wanted to, like in the views, I want to create a tree view so that we are getting only one, right, one field here, name. So I want to see the description also here. So how we will do that? So this is called tree view. Whenever we are creating, this is called form view. So now what I wanted to do, I want to design this tree view. So how we can do that? Let's begin with that. So I'm going to create a tree view now. For that, what we have to do, we have to again we have to give some record here and ID as well. Okay, so ID should be like, let's say, okay, backend tree view, backend tree, okay, and bi view. Okay, so and I want to give the model as a view, so model should be, sorry, not here. After that I want to put model equal to, so in this model what we will do, I will say ir dot ui dot view. So this is a view, that's why I'm going to put that now. Okay, it's fine. Now in here what we will do, in this field what we have to do, we have to give a name of this field. Okay, so I'm going to give, okay, as the name, this field is, we have to mention the model here. Okay, later on I will do that. So I'm going to create another one which is called model. Now what I will do, I will copy our model name, copy the model name and go to the views, and I have to put the model name here. So this is our model, and as a name, so you can give anything you want. Just I'm going to give like anything you want, you can give. I'm just giving, this is tree view, that's why I'm giving dot tree view. Okay, so what we have done here, we have mentioned our model, which model tree view we want, and we have give the name, Now what we have to do, we have to give the tree structure, that how we want the data, right? So now I'm going to do that. Field and name equal to arch, and the type, so type will be XML as we are doing. So it is going to be XML now. We don't want this here. So in here we are going to create so it is backend tree view. Okay, backend tree. So that is what we want to give. Okay, I have to close this, and in the tree view we have to give some field, that what are the field I want to show. So I want to show field name equal to, I just wanted to show the name here, and I can just give like this, so that I'm going to copy this and paste it here. So I want to show the description field as well. Now I have to close this field. Now I'm going to close this field. Okay, so everything is all right. What that will do, that will show me two field now. Okay, but what I have to do, when I click in the action don't know what tree view I want to show, right? So that will show the default tree view. So what I have to do, I have to mention that this tree view I want to show. So what I have to do in here, I have to mention that tree view ID here. Okay, so what are the view I want to show? So I have to write here field. Okay, so view type, I don't have to say view type, I have to say view ID, what ID want to show. Okay, what view ID I want to show, view ID. In the view ID, after that what I have to do is, I have to give the reference. What reference I will give here? I will give the reference of this is a tree view I want, so I'm going to give the reference of this tree view. So what it will do, whenever I click on the action, it will directly open this tree view. Okay, so I'm going to close this. Okay, it's over. Now if I run this, it will show there are only one field I am seeing, so it will show the two field right now. Let's start. I'm going to go to the apps, and first of all I have to restart this, and I have to upgrade apps. I'm going to upgrade this. Okay, so okay, it's look nice, right? So you're seeing two tree views now, two fields here. If I create, no effect happen in here. So I want to, now we know everything about tree view. Okay, so what I want to do, to create a form view now. So it is already given something there, so I'm going to take them as well. I will make you understand this. So this is called backend form view, and this is IR UI view. This will be similar, there is no problem. And in here it is saying form view, it is also right, and model is also right, and also this one is also all right. So in the form, we are seeing these two field, it is also all right. Now let's restart and upgrade. I did not modify anything yet on the form view. Okay, so if I upgrade, and if I create, so you see it had been already changed, it has removed the name. Okay, so what I have to do now, I want to like give some design here. Okay, let's design this. How can we design? We can make a group view here. So let's say group, we want to give some group group view here. In the group view I want to give this to field. Okay, so if we want, we can add some HTML code here. So I'm going to add a p tag here, let's say no h1 tag. in this h1 tag I can say school of thought tutorial, so it's look nice. Now I'm going to restart this and update and upgrade apps. Let's create one. Did you see? It's look cool, right? School of thought tutorial, and we are seeing the name here and description here. So we have designed a bit. Even we can like design it, let's say if I add some class here, so class equal to, let's say, text center. What will happen? It will make this text into the center. And even if we add another group here, so what will happen? Okay, let's add this group. I'm not gonna do anything in here. So it will like define divide this into group, like divide this in two group, and in this group you will find two values here but no values in the center here. Okay, so I'm going to restart and check what happened, what made we have changed. Okay, what the changes we have made. Based on that I'm going to update and upgrade apps. Okay, it is in the middle. It's look cool. So there is no data, that's why it's showing the whole field. So if we give this field again, let's say if I put this field again in here and restart, go to the apps, have you see? So there is two part right now, one is name and description and another one is name. Now what I wanted to do, I want to make, like, let's say I want to cut this X. Okay, so I want to give another group here. I don't want to give any name, so delete this. Inside this group I want to put this. Okay, and I want to give another group. Save it, run this. I'm just making some design here, nothing else. Everything is done. Okay, after that we will go to search view, how we can modify the search. After that we will check. Okay, let's see what happened after changing that. Okay, let's create one. So you see there are two parts right now. This is one part and that is one part. In the middle we are seeing that. Okay, so I'm not gonna do anything here. Let's say I'm going to give the Odoo tutorial. I just wanted to create something here. Okay, Odoo tutorial and description. Save, and if I go to the backend, so you see, and if I now search, let's say I'm searching like this, so it is search only for the name. Here you see, only for the name. Okay, I can give an example. Let's say if I create another one, Java. Okay, let's say Python tutorial. Okay, so give the description as it is before. Okay, now if I search for Python, let's say Python, you see only one here coming. Okay, so I'm going to create another one. Let's say I write here Java tutorial. Okay, I'm going to write here only Java. Okay, save. So if you see, there are three data right now. If I write here Java, it will search for Java only. Okay, and here you see in the all the section we have tutorial. Okay, or school of thought is only on the two data, right? So if we search anything, it is only for searching for name, but I want to add as well as description. It will search from the description as well. So how can we do that? Let's begin. Okay, so we have to create a search view here. So what we will do, we will create another record. Okay, so record. Okay, in this record, let's say backend. Okay, backend search view. We can give any name here, but I want to give a search view. Okay, this is search view. Okay, and we have to say model. What is the main model? It is also ir.ui.view. Okay, stop this. Now record is done. Okay, sorry. Okay, in here what we have to do, we have to like give the name and the model and then the arc as similar as it is like this one. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and paste it here. So what we have to do, in the tree view, I will just make it search view. This is not mandatory. I'm saying you can write any name you want, there is no problem. Okay, now what I have to do, in the field I have to create a field like this, right? So it had created arcan xml and it's give search here and also search here, so I have to close the field. Okay, now I want to remove this. We don't need this. Okay, everything is all right. So what it will do, it will now search for two field, name and description. But if I remove this, it will only search for description. I will show you later on this. Okay, this is the search view. Now I'm going to restart this and I'm going to update the application, update and upgrade. Okay, so in here now if I start to search, what will happen? Let's say SC. Did you see there are two options now? You can search for description, you can also search for name. So SCHWL, school of thought. So there is no data similar to this. So let's say I'm going to write school as it is in given here. So I'm going to enter. Sorry, I always search for name. So what I have to do, I have to search for description now. So if I search for description, it is working. Now if I search for tutorial, let's say Java tutorial. I'm going to search for description, so it is searching from here. But if I give this same name, let's say I'm copying this, and if I search for name, same thing for name, we will not find any data. So this is how actually search field work. So you can change the search field. Okay, so this is for today. In this class we may work on other thing like group. Later on we will like work on group view and as well as add some filter here automatically. We will also work on like in the field view, how can we change, how can we give the title and other things as well in our next classes. So that's it for today. Bye bye.